Welcome to the BESL Baltic Esports League Pro Season 1. I'm Derek Danger and together with me is Cookie. And well, it's Friday. It's the final day of week 1. And as we all know, after 9 weeks, including this one, so we get 9 weeks of playing, and after 9 weeks, we will know teams who will qualify for the finals at HyperTown Riga EXPO. Link in the description below.
Yeah, if you want to buy tickets, then just check in the description. Now, today we'll have our first game, Falcon eSports versus Team Solo Mata. Now, I feel like this is going to be a really fun match. Both of the teams are, I'd say, equally strong. I know the Team Solo Mata are a full Latvian squad, so their communication will be really good, while Falcon eSports are a mixed team. If I'm not mistaken, the only mixed team in the season this season, I would say. So I feel like that's going to be a fun match, and to close out the week, we'll have NACL versus Iron Wolves.
Yeah, NACL versus Iron Wolves. It's going to be an interesting one. We still don't know what to expect from NACL, but we know that Iron Wolves are the favorites coming into the Baltic Esports League, and we will have to see how that one pans out.
Yeah, and today we have a Friday fun day. Today we will have some Ask questions in the stream. If you participate, you have to watch the stream, and there will some of the times there's going an Ask question pop out, and you have to just answer them in the chat with the hashtag Ask, and you will participate in a giveaway.
Yeah, so it seems like we'll be ready to go into the game soon. Well, into the first champion select of the day soon. So what do you think of the first matchup, Falcon eSports versus Team Solo Mata? We get, on Falcon eSports, we get Acidi, we get Infrex, we get Arlight, we get Mangalis and Deity. And yeah, Solo Mata, Alwise, Rouge, Mata, Capsi, and Rapper 6.
Yeah, now, Always the mid laner, I want to put a lot of pressure on the mid lane matchup today. Arlight versus Always. Both of these players, I would say, are equally strong, and they have similar champ pools. Both of them really enjoy the Galio, and they really like to put the pressure around the map, trying to roam as much as they can and help their teammates get the leads and so on. While Team Solo Mata, their jungler, can apply a lot of pressure on the map. He can easily, I would say, 1v9. If the cards play out right, he can easily 1v9 a game, and he's a really great shot caller for TSM. So I just can't wait to see how this one will go out.
And yeah, we'll have to see what Mata will bring to the table, because it's his name in the team's name, Team Solo Mata. He's been the best jungler in Latvia for a long time right now, and we'll have to see what he will prepare for these games this season and how he will prepare the team.
Yeah, now the champion select has started. So Acidi, the Estonian top laner, he has been on really some dominant teams. He's not really known that much. His peak has been Master Tier 300 Elo, so I expect a lot of pressure out of him. I want to see how Rouge will be able to play against Acidi, because Rouge, he's like good. He's a stable top laner, but I know he has a quick temper. So if something goes wrong, he might have some problems with mentality issues, and we just want to see. And I also want to see where, remember this, or Mata, where he will put his attention on. What do you think? Where should he put the attention?
Well, we'll have to see how the champion select pans out, what champions will be picked. But for bans, we already see Aurelian Soul ban, which is a target ban for Always, because Always used to be Aurelian one trick. Now, we got all 3 bans for the blue side. That's Aurelian Soul, Camille, and Jarvan. So they already got pretty solid bans. Camille is banned almost all the time. And from Team Solo Mata, there's Ilawi, Evelyn, and Galio ban. Now Evelyn is also a target ban because Mangal is in the jungle, used to be an FLN one trick, maybe still is, probably still is. He really loves the champion. And there's a Tristana first pick for Falcon eSports.
Yeah, really giving the top tier ADC to Deity, trying to give him the champions that he should be able to carry on. Now, Aurelian, yeah, Evelyn. I checked Haxi Vaxi or Mangal's account, and he still has a lot of Evelyn games, most played champion. He does really like he really wants to learn the in and out of the champion, and it seems that TSM are not willing to let Mangals on his favorite champion.
And yeah, in response to Tristana first pick, we get Caitlyn and Jax on the red side, so putting a lot of pressure on the Tristana, and also taking Jax in the jungle probably. Maybe we'll see some crazy shenanigans, but that should be a Jax in the jungle, and Sion got through. Sion, probably the strongest top laner right now, is going to go into Acidy's hands.
Yeah, Sion is now the new Ornn of the top lane. Really hard to play against him, really hard to bully him out, and he just has so much tools to stay in lane, and he can. And in the late game, he is such a powerhouse, so tanky, really hard to kill him. He also offers a lot of CC, and the engage by his unstoppable force is just something that everybody is afraid of.
And yeah, well, closing out the first phase of the picks for Falcon eSports is going to be Azure. So they already got a pretty solid team comp just by seeing their first three picks, Tristana, Sion, and Azure. Yeah, nothing much to say about it. Those are like the top picks right now. They got all of them.
Now, what do you think should the Falcon eSports take as their support to help out Tristana in the lane?
They should probably take Alistar, Braum, maybe Tarek, something tanky for sure. We'll have to see which one's going to be, but it's going to be a tank support nonetheless. I doubt that they will pick up a healing support and Ardent support like, I don't know, Janna or Lulu. It doesn't seem to fit the comp. And the Nunu ban, so they don't want to the Azure and Nunu combo with the crazy AP scalings.
Yeah, now and the Zillion also banned out. Now, No Reason to Live, or otherwise known as Capsy, he one-tricked Zillion into the top 20 challenger, top 20 in Nordic and East server. So they don't want to let him on that champion. He had a really crazy win rate was it last season or this season? I think, yeah, it was last season. Before that was the last season's ending. And Lulu banned out, so they don't want Tristana to get that Ardent and be able to carry the game solo.
Yeah, response to that is a Janna ban. They don't want just one Ardent support to be in the game. They either match it or ban it altogether. And, well, is that a Kali top or is that a placeholder? We'll see in a moment. That might as well be an Akali top. Akali is a pretty solid pick, I would say. And we can see Akali is Ornn. Akali is Ornn. And yeah, Sion Ornn matchup, the old Ornn versus the new Ornn, should be fun.
And they do pick up Braum for Tristana. So they just want to go and try to win the all-ins against the Caitlyn.
And we have to see the jungle pick right now. That's going to be their last pick for Falcon eSports. And well, a Kazakh's pick. Or a Skarner. Maybe that's going to be a last second Kindred.
And
maybe not.
It's a Skarner.
Yeah, it's a Skarner. So far we already see a pretty solid comp from Falcon eSports. And the final pick for Team Solo Mata, they need the support right now. And who are they going to match with Caitlyn? That's a brand. That's a brand. Well, if it is a brand, I'm pretty sure it is a brand because No Reason to Live or Capsy usually likes to play high damage supports, and Brand versus Sion comp is really good because he can just melt the team by himself, more or less.
Yeah, that gives a lot of pressure on the bot lane. Caitlyn and Brand, both of them can easily poke out the lane, just keep the waves pushed, and if somebody does a misplay, then they can easily get that kill. Brand also got some buffs recently for his passive, so he actually can dish a lot of damage out in the team fights. We just have to see if that will work out. Which comp do you think has what do you think are the things that TSM want to do? Do they want to win early game, or do they want to scale for the late game?
Yeah, well, I think that if TSM has to win early game, they don't have a big win condition in team fights. They got Brand, they got Caitlyn, they got Ornn, but compared to Falcon eSports comp, they got nothing. But if they win early game, they got a pretty good snowball comp. Yeah.
Now, the players are getting ready for their game. After the picks, where do you think Matabil puts his pressure on?
Yeah, after the picks, that should be bot lane. I feel like even with the Braum won't be able to peel enough from Caitlyn and Brand, so they will probably be under their turret. There should be under their turret, and the Jack should have free dives on the bottom lane. Top lane Ornn versus Sion, you can't really impact the lane at all. If the jungler goes top, then the enemy top laner just kills you, and they keep slapping each other.
Yeah, and in the mid lane we have the Azure versus the Cassiopeia. What do you feel? Who should be on top on this matchup? Who should what do you expect from Arlight?
From Arlight, I think this matchup is pretty even. It's a skill matchup for sure, but I would say that the first two levels goes to Cassiopeia, then it's kind of even, and then it's more or less a skill matchup. And if jungle can help one of the lanes, one of the mid laners, then sure, the mid lane can be snowballed easily. And the thing about Cassiopeia is that she can interrupt all the dashes and all that with her zone, but Skarner doesn't really have a dash. He just runs in really fast into you.
Yeah.
So that might be interesting to see if the Predator really can outrun Cassiopeia in that situation.
Yeah. Now, what else we have here? The Skarner, the Sion. Do you expect a lot of roams to the bot lane?
Before 6, probably not. After 6, that's another thing. Maybe junglers can influence the top lane after all, because if one top laner can get a free back without using the TP, he can roam to the bottom lane. Sion, for example, he can just run down the bot lane and TP back to top. And more or less the same for Sion. So yeah, we'll have to see how the junglers choose to play this out. The teams are both really strong, I would say. No particular favorites in this one. Each team has the strong sides and I don't know about the weak sides, because we haven't seen the teams play. This is the first week, well, final day of the first week. And probably after these games we'll be able to see the power levels of all the teams in the league.
Yeah, and Ornn, actually, it looks like Ornn is going to start with Smite. So we could see something fishy out of him. He might roam somewhere, try to get some, take a camp at the early game.
Maybe that's kind of like a mind game, because the old Sion's strat was that you suicided to the camp, and then took the camp with your passive, maybe the enemy buff or your buff, and your jungler just goes to invade their buff. But imagine like you died to the camp, you're trying to kill the camp with your passive, and then comes in Ornn and smites the camp.
Yeah, it would be. But now, as the players are getting into game, we will take a small break, and after the break, we will start with the Falcon eSports versus TSM.
All we are. give Lakitus for murdering our mother?
I've been cooperating, you're just not listening.
You're not listening to me.
Pasaules top seriāli. Skaties visas sezonas uzreiz visos tavos ekrānos. Shortcut films. Tikai 6 eiro mēnesī. Shortcut. Tu redzēsi.
Welcome back, and we are already in the game. Falcon eSports versus Team Solo Mata. The players are loading in the rift. Soon the borders are going to close, and then we'll see. We can see already from the masteries some interesting things. Unsealed spellbook for Ornn. It used to be an Ornn, but now not so much. But on the opposite side, there's a Comet and Scion, but Unsealed Spellbook on Braum, in opposed to Avery from Brand.
Yeah, interesting. Some not summoner spells, but runes that they picked up. I want to see how they actually want to utilize them. But I think, yeah, we're ready to go in, and the game starts now. I feel like we'll see some. I want to see some level 1 action in the game, but it does seem like they're going to just play it safe, not try and get anything fishy around, going for this, not along the enemies just to get some free invades.
Just all those 5 points and a lot of pings in the level 1.
Yeah, everybody just wants to get those Skarner All-Stars, get the early gold leads, and yeah, Rouge is actually now. What do you think about Smite on the top laner?
Smite on the top laner, I haven't seen it, so I have no opinions, but it could be good, it could be good. You can get an early shove, especially versus the Sion. Sion's pretty hard to play against. But, yeah, maybe you can just smite all those pesky cannon minions, and yeah.
Now, there was some action around the start, but nothing too bad. Now, it does seem like we have a freeze a bit. We freeze a bit, but it's okay. Sometimes this happens. The League of Legends spectator mode doesn't always work out as you want it to. Where do you think will the Skarner start? Will it start on the red side or on the top blue side?
Well, for Skarner probably should go for almost a full clear in the first clear. So might as well start from the bottom side. Although versus Caitlyn Brand, Tristana should get an early lane priority. Now, we will see how that one works out. But yeah, mid lane matchup is where the mid game is going to be.
Yeah. Now, the one thing that we have is I'm having some technical difficulties with the computer, so we will fix that, and we will be right back in a moment just to fix the technical difficulties.
I can never forgive Lattelecom for murdering our mother.
I've been cooperating, you're just not listening.
You're not listening to me.
Pasaules top seriāli. Skaties visas sezonas uzreiz visos tavos ekrānos. Shortcut films. Tikai €6 mēnesī. Shortcut. Tu redzēsi.
And we are back after a small while. We apologize for the inconveniences. Technical stuff technical stuff is technical stuff, and sometimes something happens. But now we are ready to go into the game, but we'll be able to start the game only from minute 7th, and we can brief you what happened beforehand. Now beforehand, there was only one kill, and that one kill was on the top side. And Cyan killed Ornn, and that kill might not be the brightest of things I've seen in my life. But yeah, Ornn just misstepped a little bit, and Cyan capitalized on the opportunity and took the first blood. Now after that, yeah, more or less the rest of the game is pretty even. Bottom lane is winning for Team Solomata, and I think we are ready to go into the game from minute 7th. And
yeah,
there we can see that one kill lead onto Ornn.
And then Cyan already is again poking down the Ornn, just making his life as annoying as possible, trying to get that second kill if possible, if it's possible, trying to get a second kill and just dominating the top lane right now.
And yeah, talking about domination, 20 CS lead on the bottom side now. Caitlyn and Brand lane is pretty obnoxious, I must tell you. And it seems like that Dropper 6 and Capsy have practiced this lane. Because taking like 20 CS at 8 minutes is not a small task, and they already have gotten the first turret, and it seems like they're just going to take it now. Brand hits the passive onto Braum. Braum is really low, but we can see Azure coming from the tri-brush. They're trying to run away. Azure comes in. Braum flashes for the Q. Azure flashes, gets the ult onto Caitlyn, and those are going to be 2 kills for Falcon Gaming and 3 kills in total.
Yeah, now the turret did not fall, so they did not get the first turret blood yet, and maybe Falcon eSports are trying to get some damage on the turret, and so that it won't be as hard. Both of the carries getting 1 kill, and in the mid lane we also have some action, but we have a technical pause. The players are now there's something wrong with the game, but we should be back in a moment. The early game is really surprising. Both of the teams have the Falcon eSports already from the start have gotten a gold lead for themselves. Cyan getting that solo kill in the top lane, and also Azure with the nice roam to bot lane, punishing the aggression from Rapressix and Capsy. And then we saw something similar in the Team Confirm games where Clydex played Caitlyn all the time, and also he was pushing in the waves, and then vegan units for jungler was trying to punish them as much as they could. So that isn't a broad isn't ending for the bot lane. They still have the upper hand here. They still have the minion lead. They will most likely get the turret in the next wave. If maybe Falcon eSports will try to pressure the bot side more to negate the first blood turret, but we will see what happens.
Well, I checked, and those are like 7 HP on the turret left. maybe Team Solomata's bot lane would have gotten away, but Roper6 had the Caitlyn passive on. He wanted to really finish off the turret, and that one hit might be their demise. But yeah, now they got worlds of options. They can just go bot and try to farm, because Mangalis, the Skarner, will probably try to prevent the turret from falling, or will try to cut the losses, and we are back in game. We are back in game, or are we?
Just a tease, a little tease to see what's going to happen next. In the mid lane, there's some action. It seems that Sion ulted to mid lane and Skarner also. So Skarner and Sion both used their ults in the mid lane, but it seems that Always is okay. Seems he will survive this encounter. Ornn also did Ornn. I think no, Ornn did not use. Ornn used his TP before he used to TP back to lane after that solo kill. Yeah. Now Jax also has a lead in the jungle. The game has started again. The Jax also has a lead in the jungle with the minions. He has 9 minions more than the Skarner. Do you expect that from this matchup?
Well, in jungle, I think that it's more about pathing and less about the matchups. Because if you can just outrate the enemy jungle and maybe steal a camp here and there, it can really sway the CS counts. And yeah, the bot lane for Team Solomata is back in lane, and they will be able to get the turret because, yeah, Falcon's bot lane's already on top. They will just be the first to push in the top turret. And will Roper6 and Capsy stay to push the tier 2? Or maybe they won't try to continue this dangerous path into Fed Sion.
Jax also now soloing the Drake. Falcon eSports have something. They maybe think that the Jax might be taking it, because I saw a question ping on the Drake. So they most likely they'll just give it up, because that is only a Cloud Drake. And I don't think that the teams really want that as much.
And look at that, they're going to get the turret on top. Oh, they won't. It's the turret almost falls. This time 56 HP, not 7. But TSM won't be able to defend that turret. And what does Falcon eSports need to do now? Because they didn't get the first turret on bot, but they got a turret on top. Will they just go on mid and try to siege that? Or, oh, they're starting the Herald. Should be interesting, but TSM is trying to flank and check out what's happening.
Yeah, Team Solomata does not want Falcon eSports to get that Rift Herald, but we have 4 members from Team Solomata and 4 members from Falcon eSports in the top side. So
and as they're caught out, ulting the Brand fails the flash, and Brand's going to fall. Sion teleports in, doesn't have the ultimate. He just used the ultimate, didn't catch Roper6. But the important thing is that they stopped the Herald. Now it seems like that Team Solomata is going to push the mid lane and try to chip the turret down. Caitlyn's coming in to help, and maybe they're going to trade, but I don't think they have enough time to do that.
Teams Falcon eSports already are almost finishing the Rift Herald, and as they roamed with Braum together to just negate the mid lane turret from falling. Ornn didn't really accomplish too much on the bot side too, so a pretty good macro from both of the teams, really reacting fast to all the things. Now I really loved what Falcon eSports did where they just gave up the bot lane turret. They knew that it's going to fall either way. They just roamed top and managed to trade the top lane turret for the bot side turret. Even though TSM did get the first bot, but still they got something in return, and also got the Rift Herald, so they traded Rift Herald for a Cloud Drake and the first bot turret for the top lane turret.
Well, maybe they will use that Rift Herald to break the mid lane. But versus Caitlyn, who will reach her spike soon. I don't think it's going to be that easy. Now, a TSM grouping on top, so only Cyan's going to match it. So 3 versus 1 on top. They see the Jax, they're not going to hide anything. And well, Cyan's will try to hold them for a little bit. But he doesn't really want to go in. Now Azure slowly coming top. But yeah, Team Solomata is going to get the top turret uncontested.
In the bot lane, they're just going to try and trade that. So both the teams just trading objectives right now. Who do you think it benefits more? Does it benefit TSM or Falcon Esports more trading these objectives and these turrets?
I think that trading tier 1 turrets usually doesn't matter that much, but in this case will benefit Falcon Esports because they have the Tristana-Caitlyn matchup. And Tristana has a much better mid game than Caitlyn. And yeah, that's that's their trump card, the Caitlyn. Now, will they be able to play around her? Or will they just crumble? Cassio in mid lane just casually coming in, blind and cancelling the Azur's recon. That's probably pretty annoying.
And now it seems that they are going to try and punish that. Jumping on the Cassiope. Cassiope uses her ult and successfully stuns both Deity and Influx. Now just falling off. Cassiopeia did have to use her flash, so it does hurt a lot for her. She doesn't have too much mobility on her, and popping that flash really will allow Falcon Esports to try and like Skarner Predator ult, run and ult her into the team. Now both of the teams. Now what's interesting is we haven't seen too much action from the junglers. It's been really just roaming. The players have just roamed around the map, traded the turrets. The junglers haven't had too much pressure on the game as of now.
And the Rift Herald comes down. And following up your question, I think that it benefits in this case, since the game's pretty slow. Jax jumps into stun of people, Bramwell comes down, Cyan knocks up 4 people into Ornn and Azure, beautiful one-ball combo, and TSM is just going to be obliterated. Tristan jumps in, Jack will surely fall. Now only Ornn stands and he'll be able to run away now. Ooh, 4 kills for Falcon Esports and only 1 in return. They're going to get 2 turrets off of this. No Baron to pick up.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful team fight from Falcon Esports. Azure with the 4-man ult in the backline, getting everybody just, and it was so good. They just went in, it clicked, and they just tried to punish and get as much kills as they could. Azure did fall in that, so right now TSM has 1 kill, so we don't have a perfect game from Falcon Esports right now, but I want to see how this will go out. Do you think the Jax in the weather game, does Jax do more is Jax more useful than Skarner?
In this case, after seeing this team fight, I don't know, because as we can see, Jax is going for Trinity Falls, not going the full tank build. Now, it's going to be a double-edged sword, because who knows how much time Jax will need to actually finish the Trinity Falls. Maybe the game's going to be over by then, but if he manages to reach like 4 items, then he'll be able to plow through Falcon Esports. If not, then he'll be pretty much useless. That's my opinion. I think that's how it's going to go. Skarner is like a one-trick pony. He can just run in and ult you. After that, he has like a stun on every 6 seconds on E, and nothing more than that. He doesn't provide any damage, only a little bit of slows and a little bit of stuns. And well, obviously a beefy tank one.
Now, both of the teams have the game has slowed down a bit now. Everybody's just clearing their waves. Falcon Esports are getting that vision around the Drake. They actually picked up the Mountain Jack, I missed that completely. They picked up the Mountain Jack and are looking to make a play on the bot side.
Yeah, 4 people bot, they have no vision of them. No, but it seems like Team Salamanta smells that something's wrong. Skarner goes in with the Flash Predator. Beautiful Cassio stun, but it's not going to save her, or will it? Cassio lives in 2 kills for Team Salamanta, turning it around beautifully.
Yeah, the Brand just doing so much damage to the Azir and to the Skarner. It seemed that FLN eSports did not expect that they would be able to do that much damage being so behind, and it really surprised them. The Tristana also failed the E ult combo. She needed 1 more hit to finish off Cassiopeia, but what she did is just ulted her to safety.
Yeah, well, that was unfortunate. Hopefully that won't happen anymore. Well, probably Team Salamanta hopes that it's going to be that way every team fight. But yeah, what we have to watch for this game is Brand. I want to know if Brand will go for the Leandries, well, as soon as possible, or will he just go into utility right now? Because Leandry's Brand on the new patch with all the item changes, it's really disgusting. You don't need more than that to just melt all the enemy, well, all the enemy team.
Yeah, Brand, it really does, it seem like if Brand will be able to deal a lot, it's going to depend on how much damage Brand will be able to deal in the team fights, because Brand is like mostly Brand is always on the top in the damage charts on the top, because he can really, if he can land that W ult E on all of the 5 members, it's just so strong and so powerful. It does so much damage, and FLN eSports really have to look out for that. But they have the Braum. Braum can try to negate all of that damage, just use his shield and block all of the brand damage. I just want to see if they will be able to do that in the team fight.
Yeah, and for now it seems like a little bit quiet, and Skarner rolls the Jax. Jax tried to dodge, everything jumps over, but Jax is going to fall. 2-man Azir ultimate, double kill for Azir. Tristana is going to pick up the Brand, and well, 3 kills for FLN eSports, and they will go for the Baron right now. Only Cassio and Ornn alive, they won't be able to stop this, so pretty huge mistake from Mata.
I think this is the fastest Baron we have this season, right?
Yeah, so far.
So far, this is the fastest Baron we have in 20 minutes and 32 seconds. This will allow FLN eSports to push in all the waves much faster and not allow the Brand and the Cassiopeia and the Caitlyn to clear the waves as easily.
And yeah, now nothing much the Team Salamanta can do. We can see Tristana almost 2.5 items. Well, she already is 2.5 items. Rapper6 is struggling to finish his 2nd item. Now, Jax has the Trinity Falls, has the Cinderhawk. Maybe they can turn it around, but yeah, we see an interesting build from Skarner. We see Banner of Command on Skarner, and that's actually pretty smart because most of the wave clear from Team Salamanta is from the Cassio and from the Ornn.
Yeah, and this patch also, the Baron buff got buffed to the minions, so if they can get that banner on a cannon minion, then they will be able to deal so much damage to that turret. It's just amazing how much damage it actually does to the turrets.
And then yeah, it seems like Team Salamanta is going to give up the bottom lane tier 2 for free without contestation. Now Caitlyn is coming to join the team, and we will probably see an engage pretty soon.
Yeah, we can see how much the cannon minion can actually do to the turret.
And Caitlyn getting really low from a couple of hits from Azir, and that is it from the third falls now. Falcon eSports goes forward. Gonna get the inhibitor. No one really looks to fight. Cassio flashes in, Ornn ultimate. Jax comes in, gets stunned by Skarner. Now Jax falls, they're going forward. Azir ult not going to connect. Tristana double kill. Going in further, Tristana triple kill. Tristana
Quadra kill!
almost Tristana quadra kill, and here we go, Tristana quadra kill. Scumbag Sam is going to take, is going to secure the final kill. And yeah, first game goes to Falcon eSports.
23 minutes. I feel like this is the fastest game we also had this week, right?
We'll have to check that because I thought we had like 22:50, something like that,
Yeah.
a couple of days ago. But well, nothing confirmed yet.
Now we can check out the damage. I really enjoyed what Sion was doing in the top lane. He really 1v1 the Ornn, doing he was just really annoying. He poked out the Ornn in the top lane, kept and just kept the pressure on. Jax didn't really pressure top lane, didn't go and help out the Ornn. I think that allowed the Ornn just to keep snowballing the top lane lead that he had already, and started roaming with the ult and the TP to the other lanes and helped out R-White in the mid lane. Oh no, wait, R-White roamed to the bot lane, and the Sion and the Skarner went to mid and tried to kill Cassiopeia, but Cassiopeia escaped.
Yeah, I think that Jax in this game didn't have enough time to impact the game. Jax scales very well into the late game, but we didn't get there. Bot lane, however, bot lane was pretty well, almost, well, I can say the bot lane was dominated by Team Solomata. They got the first turret, they forced the swap, which was a pretty great swap. But after that, nothing much happened. We can see the brand dealt like 30% of the team's damage. Brand was the
real MVP.
the man in this game. But it was not enough for Team Solomata, and we'll have to see some adjustments.
Yeah, what do you think should Team Solomata do differently? Because I think the Jax pick, I didn't really like it. I think he should go for an more early game aggressive jungler and just try to pressure the lanes as much as he can and try to give them the advantages that they need to win the game.
Well, I think that Team Solomata needs to secure the Sion for themselves. That should be the top priority. If Sion is banned, they should secure the Tristana. Tristana is pretty good. Or maybe they should just go with S tier AD carries, the God tier AD carries today. And let's make a video. Kog'Maw and Varus, we don't see much of them yet. Maybe teams will pick them up, but those are really solid picks. They don't fall behind almost no time of the game. And yeah. Anyways, pretty interesting game. One from Team Solomata and Falcon eSports. Falcon eSports takes the game. And now we're going to take a break.
Yeah, we're going to take a break. We'll be back right back with the second game between Falcon eSports and Team Solomata. But just as a reminder, today is the Friday Fun Day, and there are going to be questions. Axe will ask you questions in the stream, so just answer them with the hashtag Axe, and you might win the giveaway.
You spray. You're stuck. You're gold. Smell fresh all day with new Axe Gold Body Spray.
Welcome back, and we are already in the Champions Select for Game 2 between Team Solomata and Falcon eSports. And the bands are going to start off by Ilawi. Both games Ilawi as a target band for Acidy, I guess.
Yeah, Acidy, he has practiced his Ilawi against the tanks, especially when Ornn was strong. He really played Ilawi in the top line to just bait the enemies picking Ornn and just countering it with the Ilawi. Ilawi.
And similar bands from Game 1, Ilawi Evelyn and Aurelian Soul and Jarvan. So are we going to get mirror matchups? Well, mirror bands. Maybe the teams, maybe Team Solomata thought everything was fine, but they just misplayed a little bit. And there's the Vladimir band. Arlight is a big time Vladimir player. Maybe they don't want that to be the last pick as a counter pick.
Yeah, Arlight in Latvia at least known for his Vladimir, always gets banned against him. He won once. He was a Victor one trick, then he became a Kassadin one trick, I think, and then he became a Vladimir one trick. Now I guess he has a bigger champo, and so he can't be banned out that easily. But usually you could ban out Arlight really easily with no problems.
And yeah, we get Gallia first pick in last game. That was a ban. Now we got Gallia in mid lane, but Sion's open. Well, I don't know. Maybe Rush has something in his pocket. Though I don't know what you can play into Sion. So maybe there's going to be a Gnar, but it's going to be tough nonetheless. And the same picks from game 1, Sion and Tristana.
And we also see the Jax coming in. I didn't really like the Jax last game. I think Mata should have picked something more aggressive, some like Nidalee or something like that, and try to snowball the game by himself. But going again with that Jax, so maybe they think that everything was all right with the picks. They just want to try the game again with the same picks and see what they can do better.
And Amumu is Ornn. So same top lane matchup from game 1. Hopefully this time there won't be any solo kills in level 4. But, well, it was level 6 actually. But still, and yeah.
The same bot lane, Tristana Braum. Do you think we will see the same Caitlyn Brand against them?
Might as well. Caitlyn Brand is, well, they showed pretty great success versus botlane. Maybe the Zillion's going to go through, as you said. Zillion's a big pick here. We'll see what's going to be banned, and that's the Caitlyn. So Rapper6 is going to be forced onto another AD carry. From inside sources, I know that he has picked up the Varus, but maybe we won't see it. He plays Varus, Kog'Maw, he plays practically anything. Maybe versus Tristana, you can play basically anything.
Yeah, she has. She's not too much of a lane bully. She just wants to get out of the lane as strong as she can, and just scale for that mid lane, mid game, and try to start carrying from there. Well, of course, if the Tristana gets fed in the lane, then there are going to be some problems. The game could end a bit quicker.
And here's the Zillion ban. And also, yeah, one AD carry we haven't seen in a while, which is actually pretty good into Tristana, is Jinx. And Rapper6 used to be a big time Jinx player. And what has happened in the Draven hover? Well, maybe that's a deity special. Maybe he really likes the champ. Both champion selects we've had a Draven hover. Yeah,
deity may be wanting to pick that up, but they do go with the Victor. So yeah, Azir got banned out, so they just take Victor in place. Do you think Victor will be able to do the same as Azir did?
Probably not so much playmaking, but a safer option than Azir for sure. And in this meta, Victor's pretty okay. Since the items have been changed, so Victor doesn't feel the same obligations to dominate lane as much as before. And yeah, there's an Ezreal pick from Rapper6. That's interesting. We've seen one Ezreal so far. I think, and it was success and the same brand. Maybe that's going to be a trademark champion from Capsy.
Yeah, seeing that Titilian is banned, he most likely feels that that's going to happen all of the games, so he just wants to get a new pick out. And maybe he has actually climbed to Challenger with brand support. I don't know. I haven't seen that. And Falcon Esports is going to round out their comp with Kazakhs. So they don't go for the Skarner got banned, so they don't go for Skarner. They take the Kazakhs.
And in this game, in the previous game, I favored the comp for Falcon Esports. This time, I think that Team Solomate has a better overall comp, because I don't think that Kazakhs really fits into Scion comps at all.
Yeah, and what do you think Kazakhs should do in the other game? Do you think he should be the snowballing one who's going to try and gank out the lanes, get the lead, and then try to snowball the game from there? Or is he going to just farm his jungle, try to maybe invade the enemy jungle, and just ward for the players?
Well, the scary thing is that there are no clear lanes for Kazakhs to gank in this case. If he goes top to gank the Ornn, in case a counter gank happens, it's going to be tragic, because Ornn plus anything will always beat Scion plus anything, especially Scion plus Kazakhs. Mid lane, you can't really gank Galio. I think you can't really gank Galio, and especially when Victor is the one that sets up, it's not going to help at all. And in bot lane, there's an Ezreal. Maybe you can kill the brand a couple of times, but that's about it.
Yeah, so we might see some action in the bot lane. Kazakhs trying to punish that brand pick because of the mobility that he has, the problems of escaping. Might just try to camp that lane and get as much kills he can there. But yeah, Falcon Esports have like this mostly the same picks with two different champions, and it kind of like feels it's a completely different comp. They can't really, they don't have the team fighting prowess that they had before. They don't have the catch potential from the Ezreal ult and the Skarner ult, and they don't have, now they have more of a team fighty comp, but with less CC, and Kazakhs doesn't really fit in that team fighting. So I'm just interested to see what their plan is, how they are going to execute their team comp. And from Team Solomate, we see basically the same picks, except there is an Ezreal in the bot side, so a bit safer pick. It's easier to escape with him. And we see the Galio mid, so always might have more pressure on the map this time around. We saw that Alright roamed a lot in the last game, so maybe the roles will be switched now. Always will be the one roaming and trying to get the advantages for his team.
And I think the biggest difference is actually, yeah, the Kazakhs instead of the Skarner. Maybe this time Brand will get more kills, maybe because yeah, Kazakhs is really squishy, and Brand likes tanky champions. He can deal with tanky champions, but he can really delete the squishy ones.
Yeah, I don't really see what Kazakhs will be able to do in the early game and in the laning phases. Yeah, he does really have a hard time pressuring the lanes, because if the Jax just goes for the counter ganks, they won't be able to do anything. And this time Jax will have more time to ramp up, get his items, and try to, and when he gets his power spikes, try to force the fight then. So I don't think they have as good of a team comp they had last game. I do like the adaptation that Team Solomate did for this game, the bans that they had. I do think that they should have first picked the Tristana or the Scion. They first picked Galio, right?
Yeah.
I think, well, Galio also is a pretty strong pick. It's hard to say. But I just like that they let Scion out again. And the Tristana wasn't, they could handle the Tristana in the early game. She just got some lucky kills and could snowball the game from there. but I still think Roper 6 would have, if we would have seen Roper 600 Tristana, that would have given a lot to Team Salamat.
Yeah, and that's about our predictions for Game 2. And now we'll go into a little break, and when we'll be back, the game will start. welcome back in the game 2 between Team Solomata and Falcon eSports. Game is already started. Let's see if we'll have another safe start, or maybe Team Solomata is going to try something crazy.
No, it does seem like they are going the safe route, not trying to get an early deficit or lead. And this time there are no Skarner altars for both of the teams to fight for in the start, so they're just going to have this standoff where they look at each other and actually don't do anything.
But wait, we got Ezreal with Kleptomancy. Is he going to go for some early cash-in? It seems like he's not, but why? And well, he's trying to find someone in the bushes. No success so far.
Both, yeah, and Kazakhs will start on, both of the junglers will start on the bot side, so nothing too out of the ordinary. Now, how do you feel like, is Ezreal brand going to be more aggressive or less aggressive than Caitlyn Brown?
They have higher poke potential, but it's pretty hard to poke down a Braum or Tristana behind Braum, because Ezreal's range is not that big and they can just hide behind minions. And Ezreal has a way slower push than Caitlyn, so we'll have to see how this one goes. I actually want to see what's going to happen on the top side in the early levels, as we had a first blood from Sion at same Acidy in game 1. And Acidy starting with Q on level 1.
Yeah, already having some trades up there, just the tanks, both of them just bashing at each other. Nothing too out of the ordinary from the junglers as well, both of them just going for the 2 buffs in one camp. Now Kazakhs does go for the Raptors, while both of the junglers went for the Raptors, so basically matching each other.
And well, on mid lane we can see already Galio getting poked down a little bit, but no worries, he has TP in case he falls down too low. And well, the junglers are not going to meet each other yet. Kazakhs is going to his bot side jungle. Jax is going into the red side jungle, trying to find Kazakhs in early levels, or maybe just going to get some vision.
Yeah, Falcon eSports already sniffing something out, pinging, but Jax is going mid.
Jax is going full flank. Victor's moving down. Will he be able to escape from this? And well, Team Solomon's not going to commit, as they have no vision of the enemy jungler. Now Kazakh sees the Jax. And well, Kazakh jumps on the Jax. Jax dodges, jumps onto the Kazakhs. Maybe that was the wrong move. Galio comes in, but that's going to be the end of that.
Well, yeah. Kazakhs and Victor are really happy that Jax went in for the stun jump in. Don't know why he wanted to do that, but it does not matter now. Kazakhs invading, Jax going for the Krugs, and basically the same story bot lane. The brand just putting up the pressure, trying to poke out Tristana and not allow her to get the minions that she wants to.
But yeah, the bot lane for Team Solomata is a little bit too deep, and Kazakhs are already looking for the first blood coming in from the side. Tristana jumping in, no flash for the bot lane, and that's going to be the first blood for a deity. And yeah, Team Solomata is bot lane not really respecting the potential gang from Kazakhs.
Yeah, they didn't think that he would be in their jungle. And they didn't expect him to be there so long. They most likely thought he would just go back, buy the items from his first clear, because he didn't really go back before after the first clear. So maybe they didn't just expect him to be there.
Well, this is going to be a hard lane for Ezreal now, as Ezreal has only tier, while Tristana already picked up the BF sword. And Kazakh's trying to steal the enemy Raptors, and well, if he succeeds, which he will probably do, Raptors dealing too much damage. Kazakh jumps away and will survive for another day. Well, that was a little bit too ballsy. And on the bot lane, they got an interesting ward
But
down.
in the top side, we have a 1v1, and both
Ornn flashes in, and the ignite is not going to be enough. Both top lane is really low. And yeah, well, this time no smite on the top lane. Rouge going for the ignite, almost paid off, but now he will have to back and he'll have the walk of shame to the top lane, while Acid will be able to teleport back to top.
Yeah, both of the top winners now. Did Acid actually have a good freeze? Or now he's going to TP top lane? I do wonder why Acid didn't just push.
And on the mid lane, Arlight is getting dived, but he will get the kill on the allies and 1v2 dive. Arlight surviving and getting the upper hand.
Yeah, always biting a bit more than he could chew, trying to go for that dive, and I didn't really see what happened, but
Jax was diving together with Kazakhstan. Tristana just snowballing the lead, killing the Brand together with Braum, and well, 2 kills for Tristana already, and this is going to be it already seems pretty grim for Team Solomata.
yeah, Kazakh's also now invading, going for that 1v1 fight with Jax, but they're just going to exchange a bit of damage. Now Gallia also roaming in Ezreal too.
And Kazakhs is cornered in, does flash away, and well, on the top side we see an extended fight happening for like more than 10 seconds already. Both top lane is in even HP, but yeah, the bot lane is looking really bad. Tristan will be able to chip down the turret wave by wave, and well, yeah, Kazakhs wants more. Kazakhs wants more. Really on the Jax's nerves, always invading.
Now we also have a 1v1 fight in the top lane, but these are just rambles and scrambles between the two, trying to poke each other out of the lane and making them back off. And now, do you think, which do you like more, the new Ornn or the old Ornn in the top lane?
Well, the new Ornn is going to have some adjustments in the following patches now. After that, we'll be able to see which Ornn is truly better. Because if this Ornn would stand up against the... not the release Ornn, but the one after that, when Ornn got buffed like three patches in a row, then Cyan would have no shot at fighting him. Now it's pretty even, but I give it to the Cyan. And well, the bot lane is trying to freeze, but they forgot that they got Caitlyn and Tristana, and Tristana jumps in. Braum ults. Brand is going to flash away from the Braum ult.
We also have a fight in the top lane, and it does seem that Rouge is going to solo kill Sion, and easily escapes both of them popping their ults, and it now action just popping off everywhere.
And yeah, Kazakh's coming from behind. Will he get the catch on the Jax or the Ornn? He gets spotted by the pink ward. And so much action happening everywhere. It seems like on the bot lane, any moment now, someone will die. Brand spoke really cutting deep.
And Arlight just solo killing Gallia. Gallia wanted to go in, started fighting Victor, but did not really respect the damage that can come out of the Victor. And Arlight stood in front of the Gallia's dash, so he couldn't escape, and he just got killed 1v1.
Yeah, and so far, 9 minutes into the game, there's already 1k gold lead for for Falcon eSports. 1 to 4 kill lead, well, 4 to 1 kill lead. And yeah, early game looking really good for Falcon eSports. Not as good as game 1, but they just have to play it slow, because they got Tristan, they got Victor, and they got Kazakhs.
Yeah, now we can see that in the top lane, actually the Ornn matchup, Ornn versus Sion matchup isn't that bad as we thought from the first game. Really, Rouge now holding his own, had some misfortunate misplays the last game, so he got snowballed on. But now it looks like it's a bit more even.
And well, bot lane roaming to mid, going to scratch, well, tickle Gallia a little bit and just wobble away. Yeah, first Drake is Mountain Drake, and it honestly, Falcon eSports would be really happy to take it. It's not really beneficial for Team Solomata, but it would be nice for them as well, as a minimum to deny it from Falcon eSports. And well, bot lane's even, top lane is even, 1 kill lead for Rouge, but mid lane is going to be the problem in this game, as Victor's already dominating the Galio, 2 kills over him and more than 20 CS lead.
Yeah, now, which team do you think benefits more right now? The game is a bit more slower now. All of the guys are just laning, farming the waves. Who do you think benefits from this more, Falcon eSports or Team Solomata?
At this exact moment, I would say that it's Team Solomata, because they are spiking earlier. If Ezreal can get to his 2-item spike before Tristana gets to her 3-item spike, then they'll be able to do something for like 6 minutes. And Kha'Zix is pathing bot side. No vision in the brush, but minions are still in the way. And now let's see, Victor is looking for something.
Now the bot line Kha'Zix does go in, and they just insta-kill both of them. Now Jax trying to manage the pressure going top lane, and will they get the Sion? It does not seem so.
And will Jax die to the turret? He will survive. But yeah, Falcon Gaming is going to take the first turret blood on the bot side. Nothing that Team Solomata can do about it. And yeah, I think that so far the whole game is all around the Galio, because if he can manage to push in the wave, which versus Victor is pretty hard to do, then he'll be able to roam and use his ultimate. We haven't seen a single ultimate from Galio in 12 minutes. That might be a concerning factor in this one. A worrying trend, if you must.
Yeah, Falcon eSports not going for the Drake. Kha'Zix has an easy time picking up the Drake and Baron objectives because of the isolation passive that he has. And Team Solomata will not do anything about that, won't try to stop them. This game, there isn't really too much that the Sion and Ornn are actually doing. Last game we saw that Sion was just trying to 1v1 the lane. Actually succeeding in 1v1ing the lane, and then trying to give his lead to the other teammates by roaming. This time they do not have the advantages that they had in the first game, but on the contrary, we have the bot lane now is ahead. Last game they were pretty behind. This time they are the ones that are ahead and are trying to give the pressure to other lanes. As we saw, they were roaming mid, helping Arlight, scratching Galio a bit and just trying to do more, as much as they can.
Yeah, well, already both bot lanes have swapped the lanes this game. Team Solomata's bot lane is in time to match the Tristana and Braum. And well, jungle match is pretty interesting. It seems like Jax is going for Trinity Falls once again. Will he be able to impact the game more than he did in game 1? We'll probably not see that in the following minutes. Now he will see the Kha'Zix. He didn't see the Kha'Zix. Now Kha'Zix is roaming bot side. He's not going to get stunned. Kha'Zix jumps in. Galio comes in. Ezreal. Kha'Zix gets deleted. Braum falls as well. Ornn teleported, and they kill the Tristana. So 3 kills. Victor takes the double kill, and now is trying to survive from the Ornn. And well, it's 3-4-2 in favor of Team Solomata.
Yeah, really questionable play from Mangalis. Don't know what he wanted to do there.
And there's a flash on the Galio. They're not going to stand the Victor as the Clans comes in, but they are getting really low. But Arline has no mana, maybe for 1E. Can he snipe someone? And Infrex flashes. Arlight gets the 3rd kill of the fight. They're running away. Now Arlight is totally without mana. And they will not get anything. Or will they? Kha'Zix already alive. Galio gets stunned. And well, Galio is going to fall to Arlight. And from this fight, Arlight get 4 kills already. 6 kills in 15 minutes. 6-0-0 from Arlight.
Yeah, now at the start it just looked so good for Team Salamata. They got Mongols went in on the Brand and Ezra just jumping into 2 of them. Rouge reacting to that, TPing in, coming in with the ultimate as well. But then they overextended.
And Rouge is staying too long. He gets he gets deleted by Tristana and Kha'Zix. Now they will not be able to save the turret, or will they? Ezra and Brand is coming. There's an ultimate from Galio, and seems like they're going to commit. Tristan jumps away, Kha'Zix invisible, and yeah, that's ultimate wasted from Galio.
Yeah,
and meanwhile, on the mid lane.
Meanwhile, Cyan is picking up the mid lane turret, and just questionable plays from both of the teams. I would say this time Team Salamata really trying to force something in the top lane, not really having the resources to commit to that fight, and now just that allows Falcon eSports to pick up the mid lane turret.
And if you look at the bot lane field day for Cyan, tons of minions clumped up. Now on top side, oh, 4 hits and Brand is dead. 4 hits and Brand is dead. And well, that doesn't seem to be fun to play against.
Yeah, Tristana just getting those lucky crits in with only, how much does she have? 30%? Or that's...
She has like 50. 40, yeah, 40.
And just with only 40% getting 4 crits in a row, allowing that for that. But now Represix is getting caught out. Galio comes in to help, but Kha'Zix finishes off that kill. Galio going for the victor, and it looks like he is in a pickle. Can't really do anything about it.
Arnold comes down,
but Braum does shield that and cancels the ult, and Falcon eSports just getting another 2 kills and the top lane turret. Well, Cyan is still keeping the push on and pushing the waves in.
Yeah, Falcon eSports going for the Herald. And yeah, 14 for 4 kills in 17 minutes. We get like, yeah, 18 minutes, 18 kills, a kill a minute. So, yeah, and I think it's not going to slow down. It's just going to pick up the pace. And if Falcon eSports can get a favorable fight, then probably they can get an inhibitor as a minimum.
Yeah. Now the next Drake is going to be, what type of Drake is the next Drake?
Ocean Drake.
So an Ocean Drake. Most likely, no, they won't prioritize that objective. They're just going to keep pushing in the waves and trying to get other turrets. Now, Cyan is going top lane, so they might just go for Drake because that's one of the easy objectives that they can pick up right now. It doesn't like hurt too much to get it, even though maybe you don't need it that much. Victor does actually benefit from the Ocean Drake. He gets that mana regen that he really needs because he spends a lot of mana all the time. So it's not that bad, but I don't see why Team Salamata would try and not allow them not fight for the Drake.
Yeah, it's like a luxury. It's pretty nice for sieging, but well, nothing to fight for.
Yeah, an Inferno Drake, then we might have been able to see a fight, but Falcon eSports now is really ahead, so Team Salamata don't want to fight right now. They just want to get the gold and buy some items and then try and fight them a bit later.
And Ezreal got the 2 power spike now. This is the strongest point Ezreal will be in this game compared to Tristana. Now let's see if he can do anything to slow down this Tristana. Seems like he will not. We got another banner of command, this time from Braum, so flavor of the day. And well, Kha'Zix just Kha'Zix goes too deep and is going to get deleted. Israel ult comes in now. Acid is going to teleport in, not canceling it. And well, two-man knockup from Acid. Galio jumps in. Cyan just zoning everyone out. Jax falls. Galio is going to fall as well. Arlight is godlike. And well, let's see. They are going to get away. No, they're not. Tristana with the resets, double kill, will get to triple. And well,
BMing a little bit in there, cancelling her out, Alex. But I did this. I don't know why Team Salamata wanted to fight this. It was a 5v4, so that might be one of the reasons why. But Brand used everything he got on to one-shot the Kha'Zix. So he was basically, he didn't have anything to use in that team fight. And he is one of the damage dealers on their team because Galio does not do too much damage right now. Ezreal did get his spike, but compared to Tristana's 3-atom spike, it's not that big. And then Sion just being too tanky, zoning out the Ezreal Brand and Ornn. The three of them just zoning them out while Victor, Tristana and Braum, the three of them just kill Jackson and Galio.
And yeah, we'll see the Trinity false power spike for Jax in a couple of minutes, hopefully. Yeah, and well, Kha'Zix going in for the Brand, misses the W, but it does not matter. He will kill the Brand regardless.
And now it does open them the chance to go for the Baron, and it is similar to last game.
Israel ult comes in a little bit too early.
Just helps out Falcon eSports a bit to take the Baron a bit faster, and they also have the Rift Herald on top lane. Might this be the last game push?
They might go for the final push. They got Banner of Command as well, so full siege count from Falcon eSports. They are pushing forward. Nothing much that they can do. And well, they will have to go for the miracle play right now.
Yeah, just they have to do try to do something, or they're just giving everything away to Falcon eSports and allowing them to take what they want to take, not really doing anything about it. But Sion does get pretty low. The minions from the bot line have crashed in as well. One
Nexus turret is gone. Now Brand ult comes in, deals a lot of damage there. Jack jumps in, is going to get knocked away by the Tristana. Tristana got like 2 kills, double kill for the Tristana. Another kill for Victor. And yeah, this is going to be the end between Falcon eSports and Team Salamata. And 2-0 this time, 23 minutes. 23 minutes.
Yeah, both a 23-minute game. The other one was 22 minutes. So Falcon eSports really showing have a really great first showing for the first game. Now this week, all of the matchups have been 2-0, right?
Yes.
All of the matchups so far, all of the matchups have been 2-0s, and now we have a bit of a more understanding of what the teams can do. And yeah, this game, Victor and Tristana popping off, both of them doing so much work in the team fights, doing so much damage, and of course Brand again being the most does the most damage on his team. But do you think if they in Brand's place, if they had more of a traditional support, do you think they would have had an easier time, or it would have ended the same?
Maybe if they had like something like Taric and something like, yeah, Taric and maybe a different jungler, but I don't think it was Jax's fault in these 2 games. As a team, they made some questionable decisions, which led to the ultimate fall.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wouldn't blame anyone particularly. Maybe some communication issues. More or less, everyone from TSM and Falcon showed their individual strengths and maybe sometimes some weaknesses as well.
Yeah,
popped up.
Now, yeah, and what would you say was the most? What was the play that opened up the game for Falcon Esports?
This game, the play would there was no single play. There was probably the mid lane difference, the fact that Arlight got a solo kill on the Galio, then they tried to dive the Victor and it didn't work out, and Galio just fell too far behind, not being able to impact the sidelines.
Yeah, Galio didn't have the chance yet to roam and use his ultimate in the early game.
And yeah, too many 2v2 kills on the bot side as well.
Yeah, 2v2 kills on the bot side. So that's basically all that the games did. Now, the next matchup we will have NACL. No, wait, we'll have Iron Wolves versus NACL. Yeah, we'll have Iron Wolves versus NACL. Both of them are Lithuanian teams. Now, we'll see some domestic fights, and can't wait to see those. The one thing is that Iron Wolves, they are a pretty strong team. I would say they are the top team in this league. I would predict that they will take the first place, but maybe in these 9 weeks, the teams will be able to get better and get to their level, and maybe we'll have a great showing in the finals.
So do you think those the 22-minute game, was that the fastest today, or will we see a faster one from the next matchup?
Oh well, it's really hard to say, because Iron Wolves are pretty. They are veterans, I would say. They really know how the game works. I think if they get a lead, they know how to exploit the lead and keep getting more leads from that one lead and just to snowball the game and finish the games early. But I don't know. We'll see. I haven't seen too much from NACL. I haven't seen how well they play. So maybe we will see an upset. Maybe NACL will come out and take down Iron Wolves. But I have no clue right now.
And yeah, we'll go a little bit further into that matchup in a while, in a couple of minutes. But till now, a little break.